Hi, welcome to Neighborhood News. I'm John Sylvia. Welcome. And
yes, and it's Tuesday, 7 o'clock at night, Channel 95, and we're back with one more guest, and we're back for another show of the Neighborhood News.
Yep.
For the Portuguese community that are listening not just in here, but over the internet, and very famous on Facebook. Sejam bem-vindos para mais uma Notícias da Sua Vizinhança. Nós estamos de novo aqui convosco. É terça-feira, 7 horas da noite, e nós vamos fazer mais um show só para si do Notícias da Sua Vizinhança. E como acontece todas as semanas, nós temos um convidado. John, and let's remind the people again about the events we're having this month.
Sure. On June 28th, we're going to be having a volunteer cookout at Pulaski Park from 10 to 2. The first hour, we're going to be doing some stuff around the park. We've got like around 15 to 30 banners going up. At least 15 will go up. We have Home Depot coming to do projects with the kids. We have face painting. We have the fire and police department are going to be doing demonstrations. And Dave and Sandy Dennis will have folks there reading to the children and also handing out books, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
And that's June 28th. So if you can get by, it's a good opportunity to get to meet your neighbors and, you know, here's some information about the Neighborhood Association. We're actually also going to have food, hot dogs, chips, and water.
Don't forget that.
Yeah, so we got to have that. Yeah, that's the most important
Don't
thing.
forget that. That's important.
So,
and on our neighborhoods, this month we have on the 29th, we're going to be bringing 112 people to Provincetown, Cape, for the celebrations of Day of Portugal. We bring in 2 coaches, so we are pretty much sold out right now already. For the past couple of weeks, and next month we're going to be very busy on the Flint. We're going to have the movie night, fun day, and movie night at Britton Park Saturday, July 12th. We're going to start 1 o'clock with vendors, foods, music, games for the kids, and we're going to have moonwalk.
And make sure it's tied down.
Oh, it is. It is. I will make sure it's not windy that day. Or else we're going to have to pick up somebody in Quikashon River. And at 8 o'clock at night, we're going to show the movie Frozen. Talking about Frozen, I want to remind people from the St. Anne's neighborhoods that they're going to have the movie the night before us. So St. Anne's Kennedy Park, Friday the 11th, July 11th, they're going to have their movie nights too, and we will have our movie night on the following day, the Saturday. And at the 26th, we're going to have our block party, the Flint Pride Days. We started, Katia Sart started about 20 years ago, yep, the Flint Pride Days, and she started doing right on Quikashon school backyards, just for the kids, doing the afternoon, just games for the kids and music. That's how she started. Then we took over about 6 or 7 years ago, and we turned it into a night event. So it's during the day and night, and we turn it into a block party. So it's July 26th, right on Pleasant Street. We block from Thomas Street to Cash Street, from 4 on the afternoon to 11. Live stage, all the entertainment, live bands. Oh. We have a very nice Portuguese band coming from Boston. And we have all the foods, Brazilian food, Portuguese foods, Cape Verdean foods, and games for the kids. Again, the bouncer will be there, the moonwalk for the kids. So very nice events for those. And again, it's all free. Yep. Nice. We just ask for nice summer nights.
There you go.
And for both events. But that's our events for our neighborhoods. The other neighborhoods that have events, please contact me or John, and we will be very glad and very happy to promote your events too. Yep. And we're going to have a famous voice. People, especially the ladies, will recognize his voice. but now they're going to put together the voice with the face. And like always, you introduce the guest.
Well, welcome, Faust. Yeah, Faust Fiore is our guest here. So.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm a little nervous about that because I feel like the more people know about me, the less they'll like me. But I think this is my television debut. So
oh, really? And Faust works for WSAR and is a host of Sense and Nonsense with
Wayne Rigo.
Exactly, and I was going to say, I don't know who's the sense and who's the nonsense, because sometimes they switch, I think.
We kind of take turns. It's more fun that way.
Either that or to confuse people, you know, they took turns, so they don't change their voices, but they take turns.
Well,
so.
I was definitely accused of being nonsense today, so I guess today, by a listener, so it's legitimate. It wasn't by Wayne. So today I was nonsense, and who knows, I might bounce back tomorrow.
And for people that never heard them, you on the air Monday to Friday?
Monday through Friday. It's a little complicated. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday we're on 3 to 6, and Wednesday and Friday we're on 4 to 6.
Okay.
I sometimes forget myself, so if people don't remember that.
That's why I text you at 6 o'clock. As soon as you came out of the air, I was driving over here, and I just put, BCC, so he knows he knows what it is.
Well, I got to tell you too, I had it confused. I thought it was tomorrow until I was already at work when I realized it was tonight that we'd be taping the show. So I rushed home. And I wasn't wearing a tie. I took a shower. I combed my hair. I put a jacket on, and
look at us.
When you glad that you?
I'm overdressed.
Sorry. Good. So
not as much as I would have been for the last show, because people know you tape them 2 at a time in the last show.
No, I promise CJ. We still have the bag.
Yeah. Well, I might go to the trash bag because I'm feeling.
CJ came dressed with the trash bag, so you probably could use. And you'll be matching us, But Faust, what is the show about?
Well, it's about a lot of things. It's 3 hours a day. I think that there are 2 major themes. One is local politics, everyone's favorite topic, local politics, and the other element of the show that's been increasing as we go along, quite naturally, really, is our shop local message. And I say quite naturally because in the course of doing the show, we meet a lot of people, we talk to a lot of people, and politics is, of course, very much a part of the fabric of our lives, but commerce is too. And so we do spend a certain amount of our time shopping, getting services from people, and we meet a lot of them on the show. And it just highlights, it's a kind of my pet topic. It kind of highlights the difference, frankly, between shopping at a local business and shopping at one of the big boxes or national stores. And I'm sort of a fairly recent convert to that. I was talking to John earlier about this. I lived in Maine for a while, and people shop local in Maine. And I saw so many small businesses. There aren't a lot of big businesses. So when I came back to Fall River 4 years ago, I rediscovered so many businesses in Fall River that I used to know, and I could see more sharply the difference. And of course, Carlos, many people in the Flint know that you took me on a walking tour of the Flint because they saw me with you. And it was nothing but fun. You introduced me a lot of people, and more local businesses, some of which I already did business with. And that's part of it. It's fun. It's a more enjoyable experience to do business with a local business owner. So I like to have fun, and I really think that the politics is kind of hard work for everybody. If you're a taxpayer, if you're a voter, certainly if you're an elected official, it's hard work. But that other theme that we have is really kind of a fun time, just talking about because we're really talking about something that's so much a part of Fall River and the area.
And sometimes it's tough to handle the calls because you don't know where the call is going to go.
Did you hear me get beat up today?
No, I didn't.
I got all beaten up today, yeah.
Well, I heard a little bit, so I'll give you, I heard a little bit of it.
Next time, ask, is this John? from Niagara?
No, it wasn't me doing that. It wasn't me doing the beating
No.
up. No, it wasn't. But I
He
did.
calls the show.
And I think John called later to make me feel better.
No,
I appreciate that.
It is.
I didn't hear. If I heard, I will tell. Thank you for coming to Fall River. At least it's one more person that
Sure.
get a beat.
And I did thank them. I did thank the gentleman for the call. But no, John, you're the president of the Niagara.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm used to doing the
It's
interview.
okay. It's okay.
That's
No,
another
fine.
weird thing.
It's the same thing. It's just the cameras.
Okay.
You don't have
it's
the
just-
mic, but you have
no,
the
it's
cameras.
just it's your show.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Go ahead.
Carlos, many people
Go
will know,
ahead.
is on our show all the time. And so I'm used to asking the questions. but John, you're the president of the Niagara Neighborhood Association.
Yeah, correct.
And Carlos, of course, is the president of the
Flint.
the Flint.
Yeah.
And both of you really understand the concept of community. Mm-hmm. And some of that is just people, the events that you put on, just people from the neighborhood. But some of it is the the business aspect of your neighborhoods too. One thing I noticed about the Flint is that a lot of business owners know each other, not only their customers but each other. And Fall River is blessed that we still have neighborhoods, real neighborhoods. And that's part of the attraction to me in talking about those things, because I missed Fall River when I was away, and Fall River is still a city of neighborhoods and still has a sense of community. Sometimes I think we wish it had a little bit more.
It's the good thing about the Flints is we have a lot of business in like a half a mile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot of business, and they all shop to each other. They all use each other's business. The jewelry leaves the car, and the mechanic in the morning walks down to his jewelry shop. Then at night goes back, picks up his car. The phone store crosses the street and goes to the Brazilian store to buy foods, or call them, what do you have today? Can you make me this and that? And they deliver it, because many times I'm there. And where are you going? Oh, I'm just going to go across the street. Just hold on a minute. And they deliver the food across the street. So yes, they support each other. When they need insurance, they have insurance there. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's good for us.
Sure.
That's good for us. And so we are very close. And me coming in front of the neighborhood association was like one more puzzle that was missing on the Flint, because now I have the business that I have a very good experience with them, and I know them, and when I need funds, I go to them. And a lot of times they come to me when they have funds. And today I got another call again, say, I need to see you because I want to support you. I want to give you some money for the block party. So, which is good. And I was very happy to get a call from Faust a couple of weeks ago. And he told me that you would like to promote the Flint business as shop local. He visits some business on the Flint. He likes it, and he wants to keep coming back, and he wants to introduce more business now. And what I told him was, I would be glad to help you. If it's good for me, it's good for my members. I have no problem to introduce you to my members and pass on the message. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to say no. But if it's not good for me, I'm not even going to attempt to go to them.
How close a call was it, Carlos? I didn't even realize.
So, and that's exactly what happened. And we ended, make a very special thing, and we presented them, and he got what he wanted. And on my side, I got what I want, is to promote the Flint business, shop local, because we are a very small business association, which they pay $50 due a year. But how much they got back in a $50 due? I put them in front of every event I have. I always mention the stores and what they sell and all of that. So they got a lot back for the $50. And because they realized they paying so cheap to be part of this great organization that now has the neighborhood association together too, they're going to be reaching out to the community through the neighborhoods too. So the two things came together. And now we have a promo on the radio,
yes,
shop local, shop on the Flint, and the business I mentioned that are getting part of the program for shop local, and everybody is winning. It's a win-win situation.
And even more fun for Wayne and for me is that some of them have agreed to come on to the show, and we can introduce them, well, personally, to the rest of the city and to the rest of the listeners. They're all great people. They're all nice people, and they're all neighbors. They're all your neighbors, even if they don't live right next door to you. We're all neighbors, and sometimes I think we forget that a little bit. Sometimes we're busy, and but even at a neighborhood association meeting, people come together where we don't talk over the back fence so much. But these are all people, and I'm hoping all of them will come on, but I'm not sure. But they're all people you want to talk to. It's all people you want to know, just on the level of people. But they all run great businesses. I mean, I just find the same experience over and over again. It's get to the point where I'm not going to be able to compare anymore because I'm never going to go to a big national chain again. Right? And I'm almost down to nothing. But sometimes you're in a hurry or you're going by someplace. But the experience that you have dealing with these very small businesses is so much better, but because it's all about people, and you know that in your association, in the Merchant Association, the Neighborhood Association, in the end, it's all about people, and so I'm making friends, and they're good people, and they have good products at good prices and offer great services. There is no losing to this.
Exactly, and another thing is. When it's campaigns out there and another business association are campaigning to welcome new business and welcome new business, our campaign and my campaign is let's keep the business that we have.
Yeah.
Keep the business we have. Go to the business that we already have because they are a big part of the budget of the city.
Yeah.
They pay a lot of tax to the city. So the only way we're going to have them around is if we go back to them. Sometimes it's $10 more than a store. Sometimes not even that.
Sometimes not that.
But with the service that you're going to get and keep people working on the city and keep the people being part of the city. So some business out there can afford to pay $750 dues to a business association, which I never hear who are the members. I don't know who's the members.
Is that the chamber you're talking
Yes.
about? Okay.
So to be member of the Chamber of Commerce, it's $750. To tell you the truth, I don't know one member that's member there. Because they do go out, they do try to bring business in, but they never mention who's the members. They never mention who. They never talk about a business say, by the way, he's a member from the Chamber of Commerce. Never. So it's like, mines pay $50, and they out there, everybody knows they're members of the Flint Neighborhood Association, and others can afford to pay $750, but they never get mentioned.
Well, you got to mention that to the Chamber of Commerce. Maybe they could bring a whole bunch of small businesses in for that.
And believe me, I already went to one of those events that after nights.
Oh yeah, business after hours.
Business after hours. I went there. I saw there a couple of my members from business from the Flint. That I didn't know they were members from the Chamber of Commerce, but it's like I don't know nobody else. I mean, it was like 50 people at the room. Maybe I knew 2 people. Who the other people are?
That's difficult to believe, Carlos. It's difficult to believe that you didn't know everyone, and you don't know everyone in every room.
No, I don't. Believe it or not, I don't.
He knows everyone in the Flint. I'll tell you that.
Maybe it was only 2 from the Flint. That's why I knew them.
I want to ask one question. How did we get here? How did we get here?
because we're talking about the local business. So please, shop local. I have to thank Faust for this because it's very important that we put a campaign like this to realizing people you can fund anything that you find on a big mall, you can fund local.
Absolutely.
Everything.
And probably in the Flint. I mean, I drive up Pleasant Street all the time. I do business at a couple of places, but I was really focused when I was with you. And it's incredible the variety of different businesses. You can pretty much live your life just shopping in the Flint.
I always say, I say this a lot of times and people laugh on me because I say I could build a wall around the Flint. We will survive. We have police, we have fire, we have business, we have everything. And if we collect all those taxes, I bet we can put a budget together to have our police and our fire and everything and our schools, everything. Because believe it or not, some neighborhoods don't have that much, and we are helping them surviving.
Well, you got great food in the Flint, I'll say that. All right, I know it's my favorite topic, but if any, really, folks, just drive up Pleasant Street and go into any place that serves food. I've been on a little bit of I travel on my stomach, and between you and my boss at work, I've sampled most of what's there, and it's all great. So you won't starve in the Flint, I'll say that.
But one thing, I already mentioned this to a couple presidents from other neighborhood associations. If you identify the businesses you have on your neighborhood, just identify who they are. You're going to see how many businesses you have there that can help you a lot if you approach them and say, I'm the president from my neighborhood and I'm putting this event together. You are part of our neighborhoods. I want you to reach out to our residents, and that's how I did it, and everything's coming together. I can't get the funds. People say, how can you get $15,000 to put a festival? That's what happens.
I wish someday UMass or someone would do a study, because I know this anecdotally. One of the benefits to supporting local business is, and it's not, people don't understand the magnitude of it. It's very difficult to get a local business owner to talk about this specifically, and they won't. But if someone put together all the money that local businesses donated back to the community, it would, you talk about the taxes they pay, I'm sure it's more, it sounds like it's more than that.
Yes,
I talked to them. When you patronize a local business, you're getting not only a good deal and great service, you're making friends, but so much of that money goes back into the community in one form or another. It may be a donation to a dance recital. It may be to the neighborhood association to put on an event. It may be just to some charity that someone's walking down the street collecting. Believe me, and I really shouldn't even talk about it because now everyone's going to say, "Well, I'm going to have more knocks on my door." But they give, and almost every time I ask a business owner about this, a local business owner, and I've asked in the Flint, I don't get dollar amounts. They don't want to tell you. But I know, just from what they tell me, the causes are that it adds up to a lot of money. So you get a good deal as a consumer, but you also are funneling money right back into your own community. It just doesn't happen. Once in a while you hear some big donation from one of the big stores. Once in a while, it makes the papers. Oh, this big box store donated this. But that's once in a while. What happens in the Flint every day is some businesses giving back to the community.
Yes.
And that's that sense of community that makes this so much fun for me, so enjoyable for me. And so when we're talking about that on the show, really, it's a labor of love. When I'm walking around talking to business owners, it's a labor of love for me because I see the good, it's nothing but good that comes of it.
And it's true, and John, you know that all our basketball school teams and school books and everything, every book that you open, you see an ad from a local business. So they donate so much back everywhere. So that's why I think that we we have a good thing. I hope that people listen, and I know you're going to keep pushing on your show about this Shop Local, but it's something I've been saying for years, and I was very happy that you approached me with the idea, and we got this done.
Well,
So,
as I say, we enjoy talking about it, but we also understand the economic benefit to the city. You know, we worry about money. We have a budget problem this year. Fall River is not a particularly wealthy community. The more money we can keep in the city, the better off we are. And so we got to work on other people's money, but why ship our own money out of town while we're working on getting other people to spend money here? Keeping it local works. Studies have shown. I mean, there are some businesses that if you go to a national chain, 35% of that money stays in the community. Depends on the industry. But if you go to that same type of store or restaurant or whatever it is, locally, 65% stays in the community. That's millions of dollars. In Fall River alone, millions of dollars change hands in the Flint. If we're keeping, you know, more money in the community by doing that, everyone's better off. I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. I mean, I'm a recent convert to this. I did not think about it. Well, you're a lot older than I am, Carlos. Don't let the hair fool you.
I know that. So, John, I think we are wrapping up another show, and today was all about this show. Yeah, this show was all about. This goes faster than Sense and Nonsense.
Sure does.
It's only a half hour, so yeah.
This is only a half hour, so you have fun. You have 2 hours at least to have fun, and 3 hours to have fun. We have fun for half an hour, but it's always. I hope it will not be the first and the last time that you come on.
I would love to come back.
You know,
absolutely. I'll know how to dress next time.
Ask me before, or ask him where he's going, because sometimes he takes off, and then I have to tell him that you have a show today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, John was clearly playing golf today before the show. So.
But anyway, Faust, again, thank you for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And you invited to come back. Just let us know. And John, thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's.
Have a good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
See you
Faust,
guys
for
next
coming
week.
by.
Thank you.